music of the spheres. Awareness is such a gift.
I was just thinking, awareness sounds just like being awesome,
Hmm.
just like it is in the word. And
Mhm.
we are all, yeah, awesome.
There is so much in life to be aware, to be in awe of.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And then the power of intention, of where we're going to put our focus.
Yes.
And then what we build with that focus. I was listening to a talk last night about a movie called Metropolis that was made in 1927.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at this movie in terms of how creative the minds of the producer and the director and the film script writer, from the description of it. And it's basically about industrialization, and the theme or the focus of the movie was a woman that could see how the creators of industrialization, so the creators of the machines, how they played a part, and then how the workers played a part. But each of them couldn't do the other's role. So the creators of industrialization couldn't build it without the hands of the workers. And the hands of the workers couldn't build what they were building if it wasn't for the minds of the creators. But the whole project of industrialization wasn't going well, and it wasn't going well because the heart was missing. The heart needed to be there for the two camps to communicate with each other. And there was a robot involved in this story, and this robot was imbued with this very special woman's energy, as it were. And I thought to myself, so that was 1927. So for 100 years already, the human mind has been creating, and probably more, the human mind has been creating the notion of a robot. And with this one, it was creating the notion of the energetic imprint of a human being. And especially this human being who could see the heart and the importance of the heart. And I was just amazed at how long we can coexist with our imagination and the power of it, and then the recognition that the timing doesn't always go according to what we want. And often when the timing doesn't go according to what we want, then we get very disillusioned. And yet all we have to do is have gratitude for what we can conceptualize and have gratitude for our desires. Because somewhere along the line, something of that will come to fruition. And I think my thoughts were about that were that we are constantly building. We can be constantly building a better, in inverted commas, but a more heartful world in this case. And that our efforts are never for naught, ever. The guy that was talking about the movie was saying that the way in which they conceptualized the robot and what they wanted it to do was basically what AI is now.
That is so true. That is so well said. Because when what we are creating, when it's not heart-based, it will go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So when the buildings, when the temples, the palaces, when they're not the heart-based,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing else but concrete jungles. It's not. It's a cold environment.
Mm-hmm.
It had to serve a higher purpose. A building is it's not just a building.
Mm-hmm. Supposed to be a home, hey, Chi?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much, Alison. Yeah.
Welcome. This guy was amazing. I'm going to go and see if I can find the movie. I'd love to see it, but I think his rendition of it was, he's such an amazing storyteller. I thought I might not enjoy the movie in the way that he could talk about it because he, yeah, he's just wonderful. And what I was also thinking about with it, in my watching this guy talking about something that he'd watched and the appreciation of what he had watched is what I'm watching as well. And so it was just all those different layers of observation and awareness and appreciation, like the appreciation that he had and how he could apply the symbolism and interpret the symbolism in the movie. It was really amazing.
And I was just thinking that it's really up to us to make technology serve us rather than us serving the technology.
Mm-hmm. It really is. And that we keep in mind our own home as we develop technology. And our home is the earth and the animals and the insects and the plants. And
Yeah. The earth can do without us, but we cannot do without the earth.
exactly, Gee. So what comes to me with that is the value and importance of building a lovable home. And part of that is the structure of the building. And then there's what it gets filled with. And you can think the same thing about the body. How do you take care of the structure of the body?
Mm. Our
In
body is our temple.
mm-hmm. Mm.
Mm.
It's our first home.
Yep. In other words, we are all kings and queens, and our body is our kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And all the disease, the disease comes from our disconnection to our heart and to our body.
Mm. I need to go and start my day. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it this morning again. Have a great day.
Great day, Alison.
See you, Alison. I'm very happy to be here and grateful to be here in this space, but at the same time, it's a little sad because I just found out yesterday that our son, he had suicidal thoughts for long. He always seems happy, always smiling, always positive, always thinking of, always being good and nice to other people. It was a shock. It was a real shock.
I think it's coming from when you lose your trust in yourself and your ego gets to rob you of every good emotion you have.
That is when there's no balance in his inner masculine, inner feminine, growing up, lacking a mother's love.
Unable to be himself.
Yeah. So he had hard expressing himself. He's missing a half, the half of him is missing.
Yeah.
How to say?
And we feel like we have to try and be someone else.
Yeah, exactly. But it hurts me so much, and he don't want to speak and don't answer our question. And we don't know how to help him. I feel helpless. I feel
Be lovable.
yeah.
Better to find out now than when there is no space.
His sisters have been crying, and we don't know what to do. And as a father, this is one of the hardest things to experience.
Suicidal thoughts comes from the pure ego, which means you lost your self-control. You're trying to identify with something outside of yourself instead of within. And if you ask the outside world, none of us is good enough.
Yep, and we need to be something different. You need to be like, need to be this way, must do this. It's never ending, not good enough.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because he had his challenges in the school because nobody understood him. They all had expectation on him, different direction.
Maybe if you brought the family all together and asked them, what was the most important thing for the family? Or
It
some
is,
question like that.
yeah. But it's like it's much easier to communicate with the girls than the boys. The girls have it's much easier for them to express their feelings
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, we all want
that's
the
right.
well-being of the individuals in the family.
Yeah. Yeah. For everyone to speak theirs and hear others say it.
Yeah. Okay.
It begins to align. It begins the alignment.
You're right.
And it
But right
opens
now, there's
space
no.
for people to say, no, that's not what we spoke about.
Mm,
It becomes an anchor point.
yes.
It could. Something solid that says, oh, this is what our family's going to stand for.
You can ask him what he really feels like doing, not what other people are telling him he should do. Get him to know his own self again.
And when you can demonstrate it, he can see what it looks like. Meaning demonstrate, lovable.
Thanks again, Jesse.
Vulnerable, authenticity, opening up our feelings, demonstrating that gives the freedom for others to do it.
I thought I've been doing that by being an example, and showing my feeling to them and open myself to them. So let's make the shock even bigger.
Just, it's like there's space,
Mm. As long as he's shutting himself off to the world, I don't know how to approach him.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have a confidential talk with his sister, one of them. Maybe they could give him a little more female insight, since your wife doesn't talk with her kids that way, and tell them that whatever they're talking about is between them. Because often we just need someone to listen, not have the answers, just listen.
It's like he's not trusting anybody.
And he wants to.
He wants to.
And he wants to belong. He wants to know he's not the only one that's having these feelings.
Mm.
It all comes down to belonging.
And probably nobody like his little sister could show him that he actually belongs to this family. But it's also a big responsibility to put on a younger girl.
Yeah, and then for him, he's 18. He thinks that he's the big brother, and maybe that he have to know better or something like that.
Of course, He's got to be the tough one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How can we know what we haven't been taught?
Yeah, that's right too.
Has to know all the right answers. Has to be right. It's supposed to go a certain way, and it may not be.
That's the one thing about life. You can't be sure of anything.
Oh, thank you guys. Thanks for a great morning.
Thanks for a great day.
Have a great day, guys.
You
Have a
too,
blessed
Jesse.
day. Love and
Thank you.
hugs.
Love and
Take care.
hugs.